When I first moved into my in-laws, they did a milk boiling ceremony in the kitchen. When I first moved into my in-laws, they had a milk boiling ceremony in the kitchen and had the whole kitchen decorated just for me to do that. Salam, I got married recently and moved in with my in-laws a month ago. I know everyone's going to be calling this a red flag, but I agreed to do it. But the only thing that I was determined to do was not become a kitchen slave. However, to my absolute horror, the first day I moved into my in-laws, I walked in and they took me straight to the kitchen, and the kitchen was decorated with flowers and rose petals, not our bedroom, just the kitchen. And my in-laws insisted that I boil milk on the pot on the stove and that this should be given to everybody for me to welcome into the kitchen and start my journey. This I knew immediately meant that it was the end of my freedom and world. They were expecting me to become the kitchen slave by introducing me to the kitchen and having the kitchen decorated instead of our bedroom, since I'm moving in with my husband's room with my in-laws for the very first time. I'm not spoiled, by the way. I wasn't expecting anything to be decorated, not even our bedroom, less alone the kitchen, and I find this quite offensive. It's like they were welcoming me into the new role of being a kitchen servant, and I just don't want that. My husband's family is Indian, and apparently this is traditional for a new bride to boil some milk first and let the milk overflow. Apparently it symbolizes prosperity and lots of money, even though we are Muslims and we're not supposed to believe in such superstitions. I later on spoke to my husband about this and told him how uncomfortable I felt with having been welcomed into the decorated kitchen and being expected to boil milk for everybody. And I told him that I'm not going to be expected to do all the cooking and all the cleaning, since it seems like that's what they want from me. But he assured me that in an Indian household that this is normal, and when you move into a new home for the first time, you're expected to boil the milk as a woman in the kitchen for the first time and give it out to everybody as a symbol of prosperity. And it's supposed to be sweet milk, so everyone tastes something sweet in their mouth. He said that it's not just for new houses, but it's also for new brides coming into their in-laws or their own home, and that it doesn't mean that she's going to be slaving away in the kitchen. It's just a nice gesture. I don't know, I feel like handing out sweets or chocolates may be way better than doing this. And the fact that they put the time to decorate the kitchen and leave the bedroom alone, like his bed sheets wasn't even changed, is another deal. Maybe it was my husband's responsibility to keep his room tidy. I mean, it wasn't messy per se, but still, I felt like a new pair of sheets would have been nice to come into. What do you think about this whole situation? Walaikum salam. I'm assuming you're not Indian, because yes, as an Indian, as at least a South Indian, I will admit that when you go into a new house, you are expected to boil milk. I don't know, it's just something that everybody does. Milk is the first thing you make, something like that. I don't know about the prosperity, I don't know about that, but it's just something that everybody does. And I do know that new brides do that as well. However, you're right, it is a way to kind of introduce the wife to the kitchen and be like, this is where you're going to be. So I don't know if you're Indian or not, but since you didn't know about the tradition, I will warn you, since you're moving with your in-laws as well, be careful, because it literally can mean, welcome to the kitchen, this is your place now.